YouTubers, family and friends. This is Edward. Good morning. Well, we got a bunch of situations going on here right now. And as you know, this big, huge typhoon went through Philippines, but it went through Luzon, which is your northern island. But the waves and the outer bands are so wide, it pretty much covered all the islands of the Philippines. So we got like a day and a half of some pretty good, waves of wind and rain, and everything was pretty much fine. I don't think we didn't even have a blackout. And then all of a sudden, almost a half day went by, or almost actually a full day, until like 11:30 yesterday. Today is about noon, so we're in a blackout right now, and so we've been over 24 hours in a blackout, power blackout. And right at 11:30 yesterday, I looked up to the west, which is never happened before here that I've ever seen in 10 years. That because that hurricane that hit Luzon way up north, that moves from east to west, and that's 99%. That's what always happens with typhoons, and at 90% of the time they always hit the island or near the island of Luzon, way to the north. Well, like I say, yesterday at 11:30, I looked to the west, and here comes a rolling black bunch of clouds, and bam, just out of nowhere, nailed us. High winds, almost like a typhoon, and rain, and knocked over trees, blew out power. Like I say, we're still in a blackout right now. It's been 24 hours later. And so we're still waiting on Zenico to bring the power back on. So that's that. And then, but one thing I do have this time, and this is probably one of the longest blackouts I've ever had here. We have always lots of small blackouts lasting anywhere from 10 minutes to 8 hours, right? All the time. So we're used to it. But never one that's lasted this long. I've had them last a couple before, 12, 14 hours, but only a handful in 10 years. This is by far the longest one, over 24 hours now. And actually, the whole northwestern coast and the whole northwestern part of Mindanao got blackout, power loss, all the way up to Iligan City, where the main power plant is, right? And a lot of the power, that's a million people without power. And then most of them got power back by 10 o'clock last night, which is a little over 12 hours ago. But these outer fringe areas are still without power, which is us, of course. But one thing about this time, I have these EcoFlow solar generators or battery stations that I have them set up with DC fans, and they can run fans. So we can run fans off of them for days and days. So as long as you have a fan in the Philippines, you're good, because it don't matter. It's always 84 degrees out. 99 times out of 100, it's 84 degrees outside and inside. It gets midday. It gets hotter outside, even in the shade, and that's why you wanna open your doors early in the morning, 5 a.m. till like maybe 8. Then close your doors, and then because after that it gets hot outside, and you can keep your inside of your house cool without even having air conditioning. Like right now, it's at least a 2-3 degree difference between inside the house and out here. So that's just a weather tip for you guys, and if you have any clue of that. And you don't have to run your air con all the time, right? I mean, I used to run, when I was a greenhorn to the jungle, I used to run air con all the time, and about killed me. But now I only run aircon maybe what, 3, 4, 5 hours a day at the most, and that's like right before we go to bed at night, just to cool everything down a little bit and give us an extra head start on feeling fresh and cool before we sleep. So now, and as you can see, I broke my hand, and that didn't happen because of the weather situations. This happened like 3 days ago, and just now today I started wrapping it. And actually, if you guys can see, this green here, that's leaves. That's an old native remedy. Brings the swelling down and it helps to heal. It's amazing what you can find in the jungle, guys, and all the locals here, they know all this stuff, right? The old timers know, and I've been asking my father-in-law. His name is Orlando. I've been asking him, Papa, once in a while, tell Lilybeth, your daughter, about some of these remedies, so if we ever get into a bind and don't have a pharmacy anymore for any reason in the future, we can use some of these old time jungle remedies. So this is one of them right here, and I'll show you the plant and that kind of a leaf. But right now it's a wrist bone, a carpal that's broken on the very ball of my hand. There's 8 bones there on the wrist area, and one of those is broke from smashing it. I was using my hand as a hammer. Real smart, huh? So, anyways, I'll the pain is pretty intense. So the only thing I'm on for painkiller is ibuprofen. Like 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. And it really didn't hurt that much until today. So the first 2 days it didn't really hurt, and then last night it started hurting pretty intense. And even right now, it's like a bee stinging your hand, and like a constant bee sting. That's the kind of how it feels. So it's pretty painful. But I'm hoping that this won't slow me down much. I had to still go, 6:30 a.m. this morning over to the other land and feed the animals and stuff. All life don't stop. You're injured and you got to keep going, because we don't have any other help here. And we do 6 days a week, but this is our Sabbath, Saturday, so no one's here. So we're just taking care of the kids and trying to attend to things around here. So another reason why, guys, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm just so busy. I make a video once a week, or try to. Usually I made videos a lot more than that. And another reason for that too is because YouTube 4 months ago sent me the PIN number to get monetized, right? So they can send us the PIN number, and then it verifies your location, and then they can start sending anything that you make from your videos to your bank account. Well, the address that I put in there, there's 1 digit wrong on the zip code, so we never got it. So now they stopped all the monetization, which was only gathered or accumulated 51 pesos. So that's how much in a year and a half that I've accumulated for the channel. And in order for them to start sending it, they have to have this PIN number they give you, and then it verifies your address once they send it to your address, right? So now I'm waiting on the new PIN number sent to the new revised address, so it's the right address. So right now I'm not making any monetization anyway. So, and I've just been so busy, and now I'm injured besides. So I figured I was just laying up on my bed trying to, get over the pain of this, take a nap and stuff. But I got up and took a lunch and and started to say, well, I better do a video, so. And one thing that's kind of making me upset here since yesterday, there's a channel that I follow of a guy I met here through a friend about 6 years ago, and he married a Filipina in the same Dipolog area. His name is Joe, and he has a channel building a cheap house in the Philippines or something like that. Anyways, his wife left him. I don't know the particulars of it. They've been married for four plus years, and they have a little daughter of the same age, right? And yeah, just I don't know if she was scamming him the whole time, planning on leaving him, or if they got into a fight, or I don't know what's going on, but it's terrible, terrible, terrible. That's a state of mental suffering and state of mental anguish and suffering. That's what he's going through. And you know what? I'd rather have I'd rather have both my arms broken than have to go through with what he's going through right now. There's nothing worse in this world, and it should be illegal for any reason, almost. I mean, except for murder or, attempted murder, that a parent should never be have their children ripped from their arms, and that's what these breakups and separations and annulments and divorces. This is what it does. It destroys family, and it's so terrible. It's like the most terrible mental anguish that you could ever go through in your life. I've been through it, on my first marriage in the U.S. And now this is happening to this guy I know in the Philippines, because all these Filipinas are becoming westernized just through internet, because they look on the internet, oh, hey, I can marry a foreigner, have a child with him. Then when the child's, at an age where it can raise itself, basically, after 4 or 5 years old, then I can leave him, and then he's forced to pay me child support for another 14, 15 years. This is the kind of scams and the disgusting things going on in the world, guys. It's just pure evil. And these women, they just have zero heart. They don't have a heart. Their heart is black as coal that would do this to a man. And like I say, I don't really know what his particular situation is. I don't know the details of the facts, but all I know is that they're separated, and he's in a terrible state of anguish. And his daughter's ripped from his, and who knows what's going to happen. This is the kind of terrible stuff that happens when people murder other people because they're in such a terrible state of pain in their mind. They'll murder other people, or they'll kill themselves, take a suicide, or it's so many bad things can happen when couples play these evil games of abandonment, and yeah, it's terrible. So anyways, that's been bothering me. Sorry I went on and on about that, but it's so bad. And that's why I came to the Philippines. I've been married for over 8 years now, and almost 10 years now. And my child's 4 years old, also about the same age as his, except for mine's a boy. And anyways, that's what's going on. It's just I just pray for him, and I pray that they'll get back together and make things right in the eyes of God, because without God, you guys are going to be in a mental anguish for your entire life with nothing to lean on. And the only truth in the world is Jesus Christ, right? And God the Father, the Almighty. That's the only truth in the Word that's in the Bible. So don't lean on your own understanding of the way that you think the world works. Because sure, you can be in the world, the way of the systems of the world, of man, and be in all kinds of evil, because that's what it is. But if you get into the kingdom of heaven, which is the Word of God, and loving Christ, and the love of Christ, and the love of God, that's the kingdom of heaven. And you can be in it right now. You just have to make a choice. So anyways, I'll show you guys. Well, it'd be hard to, I can't even lift that up, so I can't even bring it in here. But I had to run the generator last night. I ran it for like 5 hours. It ran good, but I'm out of fuel now and I can't refuel it because of my hand. But I'll show you out front. There was a big huge tree that dropped yesterday down the road here, across the road. See, it's this side of the road here has been new, and then this side's still the old. And there's still a lot of road construction here. But I'll show you guys the tree that fell. It's I'm getting robbed right now too with my solar, because I could be making good solar power right now. But see, you can see where power company came and cut up the tree. This is a beautiful tree too. It had these red flowers at the top of it. I really love these kind of trees. But as you can see, you know, it broke at the roots and dropped right here over the road where they cut it all up in pieces. And there's sparks flying from a few lines that got broke. But this is just one of many trees. Oh, here's that red flower I was telling you that was at the top of these trees right here. It's a really beautiful tree. It's got these beautiful red flowers. When it's in the bloom, they're just absolutely beautiful. So anyways, that's your tree that fell across the road. And it's a pretty nice day right now, but like I say, I ain't making no power because the grid's got to be on for me to make any solar power. So we got the store closes today because it's Sabbath day. Anyways, this is the part of the road widening project going on in the Mindanao. It's everywhere. But there's very few roads, so what roads there are, you know, they're making them wider. So it could still rain. It looks like it might rain too. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go with that. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update, kind of what's going on around here at the homestead. And I've been working my butt off out the other land where I got the animals, and clearing the whole jungle. It's so thick, it's unbelievable. I'll show you some of the blades. I was using this blade. I was using the cutter yesterday, and then look at what I did with all the teeth of the, you know, this is the teeth here, and then over here they get ripped right off and bent right over. And see how warped it is? See, it's just completely warped. And that's what these thin blades, they just get hot and they just crater. And this is 2 uses. So that's what you get. And that's like a 250 or 300 peso blade. And that's what you get. It lasts 2 uses. So 2 hours of cutting and it's gone. It's done. These ones here are the toughest ones because they're the thickest. These Big Boss, and this is your best bet so far that I've seen, but they're expensive. I can buy, how many can I buy? For one of these, not the black, this white one, the Big Boss AgroWare, this one here is like 700 pesos. So, and I can buy probably 5 of these other blades, these ones, for that same price. So that's what you got to look at. So I can get actually more cutting from these cheap junk blades than I can with these real nice good blades. So I just decided I'm just going to buy a mix of all the blades. These ones I like because the body's thick, but you know, these these chainsaw blades that are on them don't last very long, and then you got to try to sharpen them. So, anyways, it's half of one and another. I mean, I probably gone through probably 20 blades now, and I probably cleared, I don't know, probably 3 acres, something like that. That's how thick that jungle is. It's just unbelievable. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Just take care and have people that are hurting in your prayers. And I pray for you all out there that the Lord be with you and give you peace and give you guidance and make you, as long as you believe in Him, you're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. And if you're in a mental suffering, state of anguish and mental suffering, you're in a hell. And that's really what it is. It's all in your head, in your mind here. So lean upon the understanding of Jesus, the words of Jesus, the red letter words in the Bible, and you're going to be in that kingdom of heaven and in a good, positive attitude and a good way in life. But if you get too mixed up in the world, it can send you into a hell real quick. So that's why you need to try to separate yourself from the worldly systems as much as you possibly can. So that's my advice today, and I love you guys, and take care, and Christ, the holiness of Christ be with you. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye-bye.